Hey, what's up everyone? PersNikity here, moving on with the Alien Isolation Nightmare difficulty walkthrough. This is Chapter 8, Mission 8, and you can continue to breathe easy. So if you remember last time in Mission 7, we had a pretty easy time. Mission 8 is even easier, and then Mission 9 is the easiest of them all. So we have a nice little stretch of a couple missions that are going to be somewhat simple. And that's a nice break considering Chapters 5 and 6 were pretty tough. And you can bet that the game is only going to get tougher. So enjoy this little stress-free break while you can. You're going to go through there with the security access tuner, and you are going to want to check. There's some items up here you can find. So that box right there actually had 3 items I was able to pick up. Once you're ready, go down these stairs to trigger a cutscene.
I sent you a clear directive not to land on station.
I told you we didn't hear your message. We understood you would be...
Hey,
Identify yourself.
Ripley, from the Torrens.
Relax, kid.
What the hell is going on here, Marshal? Where's the security forces?
You're looking at them.
I've seen the creature. What is it?
I don't know. Something brought here by Marlowe, the captain of the Anisadora.
The ship that found the flight recorder.
Is there anywhere safe left on this station? That creature's running around, and the Seeks and synthetics are less than friendly.
Goddamn androids.
Ripley? Taylor needs attention.
Medical's a no-go. We can't take her there.
We have a basic life support unit back at HQ.
Then let's go.
We need the transit to get to
Alright, so after the cutscene, we have about 10 minutes of pure gameplay here, and it's not too hard. So basically what you're looking at is there's going to be one human and there's going to be one android, and I am actually going to kill them both. So, you know, up until this point I've just snuck by the androids. I haven't paid them much attention, and to be fair, in this level you can do that. You can sneak by the android, but I'm going to tell you now, it's a lot harder. And so you'll notice that because I've been stealthing everything, because I've been doing that approach, I've actually been collecting a good amount of revolver ammo, and now I'm actually going to use the revolver. Now, normally I would always advise against using the revolver because the noise will attract the alien, but in this case, the alien is not a threat. You really don't have to worry about the alien in this level, or at least in this upcoming room. So that's why when we do have to face the android, I am actually going to have some fun, and I'm going to use the revolver. Now remember, a good strategy that you can do is if you are finding that you can't pick up items because you have maxed out that item, what you can do is contribute those items to an object that you can build, and then that will free up inventory space. So even if you don't have all the objects necessary to create an item, you can contribute some items towards the object just to free up space, and that's always going to be a useful strategy. Now when you get out of the elevator, on the left here there's going to be a blueprint for the version 2 of the Flashbang, so make sure you pick that up. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go over to this 3-screen terminal here. You're going to attempt to activate the system, and it's not going to work. And what's going to happen now is a human's going to come out with a weapon, and of course that human is going to be hostile if he sees you. So what you're going to want to do, you hear him right now, what you're going to want to do is creep, press against this wall right here, and pull out your stun baton. Really doesn't matter. We're going to hit him with the maintenance jack because that's like our main melee weapon, but you see him up top right there. So I'm just going to wait here, and what he's going to do is he's going to make his way down these stairs. As soon as he does that, you're going to creep into the corner here so that he doesn't see you. And now you're just going to sneak up behind him and hit him over twice with the head with the maintenance jack. So 1, 2, he's out, he's dead. Awesome. So he doesn't have any items on him, unfortunately. Anyway, once you do that, go ahead and pull this lever here. Now, after you pull the lever, you're going to have to activate another terminal in order to trigger the android. So what we're going to do is activate this terminal here. I'm going to equip my revolver, and now the android is going to come out to play. Now, I have 7 bullets at my disposal. If you do this approach, if you do the handgun approach instead of a stealth approach, you're going to want to make sure that you go for all headshots because this is nightmare mode, so the enemies are a bit tougher. So you see the android's going to come from these stairs right here, and I'm going to try to hit him all with headshots. So Boom, 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 boom. And I think this gun holds 6 rounds. Once you run out, you're going to have to just kind of run away, create some distance, reload your weapon, and then you're going to see what happens is I actually run out of ammo, but that's okay if you deal enough damage to the android. So check this out. One last bullet to spend. Got a headshot, but unfortunately that still didn't down him. So what you can do if this happens is just, again, create some distance and then get ready to hit him with the maintenance jack. And what you want to do is you want to hit him and then try to step back. Hit him and then try to step back so that he's not able to grab you. But you can see right there, I was able to shoot him enough times to where only one maintenance jack hit did the job and took him out. Now, if you don't have a revolver, if you don't have that type of thing, you can use a pipe bomb or a Molotov, but it's kind of a waste to use such a good weapon on only one android. But the reason I recommended just killing him is because you have to, so you see I came in here, but I forgot to do something. I actually have to activate the terminal screen. So you can see here, imagine right now, just imagine that the android was chasing me. I would have to stop, I would have to activate this terminal. Meanwhile, the android would probably have snuck up and grabbed me. Then I would have to dodge the android, run up these stairs, run down these stairs, and then go into this door over here to pick up the gas torch. But if you'll notice, this room here is very small and cluttered, and it only has one exit. And so obviously, the android is going to have a really easy job of cornering you and then ultimately killing you. So just based on the layout of this level, of this room, it is worthwhile to just kill the android. Or at the very least, if you can afford an EMP, you can disable the android for about 30 seconds, run and get the item, save your game, and then just run out. But again, watch this. So now that we have the gas torch, we have to open this panel on the wall here. And so watch this. This is going to take approximately 30 seconds. Because you can see that this thing moves kind of slowly and it has to cover a rather large path. And so imagine that the android was behind me right now. There is no way I'd be able to do this with the android running around the room. So that is why I really just recommend that you kill the android. And again, that's why I've been saving my revolver ammo for so long and I've been telling you not to use it, is because it really helps to save it for points like this where you really kind of need it. So yeah, so once you get done with that, once the android's out of the picture, once you get the gas torch, and once you take this panel off, you're pretty much home free. This is, like I said, this is a really easy chapter, and Chapter 9 is going to be a lot of fun because Chapter 9 is a flashback, and just to kind of build up the excitement, in Chapter 9, the flashback takes place on the planet that the people in the Alien movie visit. So if you've seen the Alien movie, which you probably have, that's great. If you haven't seen the movie, just to give you a little brief rundown, the crew of the ship, the Nostromo, they come across this planet, and on the planet they find like a really crazy looking alien ship, and that's of course where all hell breaks loose and they, you know, pick up the xenomorph species. So in the flashback in Chapter 9, we're actually going to get to visit that planet and you know, hear what another crew has to say. So it's really cool. It's a really cool chapter, and it's luckily, you know, it's a really easy chapter. Now in this part here, you're going to have to call the transit car, and if you heard that little audio dialogue right there, the guy said that they heard voices. So you got to be careful here. So as soon as you call the transit car, you're actually going to hide in this locker right here, and 4 guys are going to come into this room, and all of them are armed, all of them are dangerous, and all of them will shoot you on sight. So you know, just be careful. Just stay in the locker, don't move, don't do anything, and you know, as long as you don't do anything, they'll come into the room, they'll exchange some dialogue, and then they'll leave the room. No problem, really no threat here as long as you just play it cool. And you know, this is actually one of the problems I have with the game, because I just, you know, in my opinion, if this were a real situation, I feel like all the humans on the ship would be banding together to, you know, protect themselves against the alien. I really don't think that people would shoot me on sight just for walking into a room. You know, so that is kind of something I don't necessarily agree with in the game, that all of the humans are immediately hostile. I feel like the humans should only be hostile if you try to hurt them. So, like, for example, you know, they could have worked that in. Like, say I was really low on items, and I knew, and you say it was guaranteed that the humans were carrying items, then it would be interesting, because then if I really needed items, I would have the chance to fight them, kill them, and steal their items. But then, the second I showed any aggressive behavior towards them, then they would become hostile. I feel like that's much more realistic than just, oh, hey, if they found me in a room, they would just immediately start shooting at me. I just feel like, obviously, with a bigger threat, that being the alien, I feel like realistically that just wouldn't happen. So I don't know, that's just one of my little nitpicks with the plot of the game. Really not a big deal or anything, but just a thought I've had while playing this game. Anyway, as soon as you get out of the transit car, we're not yet done with the chapter. In fact, this chapter kind of blends seamlessly with Chapter 9, so it's hard to tell where the chapter ends, but, you know, I'm going to show you that. It's pretty easy. I mean, if you wanted to, you could call the whole thing one big chapter, but there is a pretty clear distinction. So, the marshal just told you where to go. He said once you get to the top of the stairs, you're going to want to take the right path here. Before you do that, if you just swing a left, you'll be able to find a little box on this bench right here. No items are inside. On my playthrough, maybe you'll be lucky and get an item. But yeah, so anyway, as soon as you're satisfied that this area has no more items for you, you're going to go through this door here, which for some reason isn't locked. Probably should be, considering this is where a bunch of survivors are holding up. But anyway, pretty much done. All you're going to do is you're going to go to the far back room, you're going to talk to the marshal, and then you're going to save your game. And the thing is, the marshal, he'll tell you to talk to this guy named Marlowe. Talking to Marlowe is what technically triggers the start of Chapter 9. So I'm going to start the conversation with Marlowe in the next video. So that's all I'm doing here, is I'm just having this conversation with the sheriff or with the marshal. You can look around for items if you want. I couldn't find any. Through here you can see Samuels is attending to Taylor because of course she's still hurt. But yeah, so Marlowe is in this room. He's being held in a cell, and we are going to talk to him at the beginning of Mission 9, and that is what will trigger the flashback. And Mission 9, like I said, is really easy. So there's, you know, you can at least look forward to that. Anyway, as soon as you're fine and you don't think there's any more items to find, there was a save station on the back wall, and so just to kind of trigger the end of the mission, you're going to want to save your game. And that's it, everyone. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you get the chance, and I'll see you in the next mission.